Do the super rich know something that we don't about what is coming? That's kind of the subject of today's discussion. Um, you may have heard about this from other sources, but I wanted to look a little more in depth into who is now planning for SHTF because it gives us an idea of what is coming when these people start prepping or continue to prep. So let's take a look what they're up to, starting with the meta man himself. This is an article from Business Insider written by Sarah Jackson. Mark Zuckerberg is reportedly building a Hawaii compound with plans for an escape hatch, blind doors, and an underground bunker. Okay. If his latest property development is any clue, Mark Zuckerberg might be a bit of a doomsday prepper. The Meta CEO is reportedly building a massive compound in Kauai, Hawaii that will include features like a 5,000 square foot underground bunker and an escape hatch. And it will be self-sufficient with its own energy, food, and water supplies, according to a Wired article that was out Thursday, citing sources and planning documents that they obtained through public records requests. So what's the scoop? There are plans on this property for 2 mansions that are connected by a tunnel linked to an underground bunker where there will be an escape hatch accessible by ladder and hefty metal doors filled with concrete. In the library, I actually think this is cool. I've always wanted this, but never had the opportunity. Zuckerberg is planning for blind doors designed to blend in with the look of the walls, according to Wired. And then I went to the Wired actual original article, and so this is from them. There are NDAs forbidding workers from discussing the project, and several workers have actually been released from duty, if you will, or terminated because they maybe snapped a photo and put it on Facebook, which wasn't the smartest thing in the world, or they put it on Snapchat or shared it with a group on social media, and they were immediately terminated. So a lot of people that are working on this project are kind of concerned about that and being very, very careful about it. It has gained a mythic status, this compound. One local architect, unaffiliated with the project, jokes that it reminds him of medieval rulers who, according to legend, killed the architects of their most ambitious projects and most secret projects, so the secrets of their designs would die with them. Obviously, that's not happening here, but still kind of makes you think about it. According to sources and planning documents that Wired actually went and reviewed on the island, the compound will be self-sufficient with its own water tank, 55 feet in diameter and 18 feet tall, along with a pump system. I'm sure there's going to be a purification system in there as well. A variety of food is already produced across the 1,400 acres through ranching and agriculture. But Zuckerberg is not the first, or arguably the most famous, I mean, he's up there, tech titan to build a home ready for the end of the world. This year, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos spent $147 million buying 2 mansions on Indian Creek Island in Florida, which is also where people like Tom Brady, Ivanka Trump, and Jared Kushner live. The smaller Hawaiian island of Lanai, off the coast of Maui, is now almost completely owned by Oracle billionaire Larry Ellison. New Zealand, which we've all heard something about, is considered by some to be the ideal place to wait out an apocalyptic event, is now riddled with bunkers for the tech elite. Recently reinstalled, I don't know if you heard about that, the chat openai guy that got fired and then rehired, Sam Altman, has an arrangement with Peter Thiel, which was first revealed in the New Yorker, where the pair will take a jet to one of Thiel's New Zealand properties, because apparently he has several that are ready, in case of an apocalyptic event. In his book, Survival of the Richest, media theorist Douglas Rushkoff describes meeting with a group of billionaire preppers that brought him to them, and they bombarded him with questions about how best to configure their bunkers to survive the end time. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has a stash of things like guns, gold, antibiotics, and gas masks. He probably has a whole bunch more than that he's not letting you know about. Reddit CEO Steve Huffman bought motorcycles, guns, and ammo. I thought the motorcycles was interesting because it's a great way to get around on a very low amount of gas. And you can buy, I think, still motorcycles that probably aren't going to be affected by things like an EMP. Obviously, the new ones would be. But anyway, he bought motorcycles, guns, and ammo to be prepared to hole up in my house for some amount of time if necessary. And he even had LASIK because he thinks it will help his odds of survival in a disaster. That's going to an extreme, but hey, whatever works. LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman once told the New Yorker he estimates more than half of Silicon Valley billionaires have invested in some type of apocalypse insurance, like an underground bunker. And this is also interesting because now I'm hearing little tidbits about millennials and Gen Xers. I think that's there. Maybe I'm a Gen X. Anyway, millennials actually starting to at least spend a little bit of money on stockpiling. I think they said the average was about $150 per person that they were spending. I do need to find the articles to cite that. I heard it on a TV show, if you will. So thought that was interesting too. So what's the deal here? It seems the people, and these are the people who would be most in the know in the private sector outside of the military, are doing a whole lot of stuff. And many of these people obviously have contracts with the military. So they probably are privy to information, I'm sure, that we don't know about, won't ever be allowed to know about. We know that the government has been prepared for SHTF for decades. There's undisclosed bunkers all over the U.S. We see the Doomsday planes a couple times a week at least, flying patterns over the United States, which I also find interesting because it seems like that is going up as well as far as how many flights they're taking. All of these preparations from these gazillionaires have been within roughly the last 5 to 8 years for the most part. Does this mean that it's coming soon? Is this part of that reshuffling that Uncle Klaus likes to tell all of us about? The reduction in the world's population, which has been mentioned as a desire of that same group that Uncle Klaus belongs to. We are all aware this is going on, but it is becoming much more commonplace. So what do y'all think? What are your comments? What are your thoughts? What do you feel? What knowledge have you gone and gotten or heard that you can share with me? Because that's what I believe we're about, is sharing information with each other. I am certainly not an expert. I just go diving into holes to find you guys information, and I love the fact that you share information back with me. So I want to hear from you. You already know that. We are so excited because we actually got monetized, and that is because of you. We've hit the first tier of monetization. So we now have memberships. If you are interested in joining, there's really cool emojis and badges and all that cool stuff. I would love it if you did. I don't care if you just want to comment on my videos. That's great too. We also have, besides the memberships, we have super thanks. We have all those things. I am going to go live. Lord help us all. That could be 10 hours and I'd have to change battery like 15 times because you know I love to babble. But I am going to go live. I'm going to do it. So that'll be a fun experience too. Thank you very much. Let me know what you thought. Have a great day.